The crypto clown crew, they're reeling from a massive defeat where court said, hey, you can't use fear and terror in place of legal means to regulate cryptocurrencies. Brad Sherman today, with more, meme quality content, was comparing crypto to Enron and WorldCom, and further said that Satoshi Nakamoto was not innovative. Now, forget the fact that he can't pronounce the most famous name in crypto history, which is an indicator that he's uneducated and likely ignorant in more ways than one. But to say that this was not innovative, Satoshi solved a problem that was unsolvable for so long. How do you stop the double spend problem? Mathematicians, computer scientists, they were all trying to figure this out. They could not. I don't know what Brad Sherman's definition of innovative is. I'm sorry. But I think what we know here is they're going to continue blustering, complaining, but it doesn't matter. In this country, we have laws. In the SEC, they have authority over securities. The things being traded, cryptocurrencies, well, they're not that. The SEC has no authority. If you don't like it, go to Congress and write some new laws. And that's really the important part. If regulators are acting in a lawful fashion, well, guess what? Laws are public, so everyone knows what they are. Can't be this secret handshake, reptilian code the SEC currently goes by, where they change their mind day to day and don't inform anyone. That's not an acceptable system. So, Brad Sherman was like, hey, let's just give everything to the SEC. Well, if that's what you want to do, and that's what you can pass, but we should discuss this, and again, we will see frameworks eventually roll out. I think it's going to happen because, that ruling cemented what we've been saying. The SEC has no authority over the trade of cryptos because they're not securities. Brad Sherman was belly aching. This doesn't make any sense. How can sometimes XRP be sold as a security and other times not? Hey, buddy, that's the way security law works. It's intentionally vague and broad so the SEC can step in on a transaction where people try to work around the law and issue a security. Just like orange groves, they're not inherently a security transaction, but if you package them and you raise investment funds in a certain manner, well, that's a security. That's the way the game works. And unlucky for the crypto clown crew, Brad Sherman, Gary Gensler, Elizabeth Warren, the courts, they looked at the trade of XRP and said, that's not one of these instances. This is just the trade of a commodity on a global exchange 365 days a year, 24/7. And it doesn't matter if you're the SEC chairman, if you're part of the Congress, the Senate, guess what? That's the law. And it doesn't matter if Brad Sherman or Gary Gensler or Elizabeth Warren don't like it. We don't need their approval. And they can threaten appeals and to continue with Coinbase and go after other crypto projects. But guess what? It's going to be the same result. It's going to cement that decision. Go ahead and appeal it. Go ahead and sue another crypto project. They got the playbook already. The thing being sold is not a security. If you don't package it, get the hell out of the market, SEC. So we're currently in an environment where the SEC doesn't have any authority. The CFTC, they govern not straight commodity trade, but derivatives of commodities. So we're in this kind of ambiguity area where regulators really don't have any say-so over this market. I don't believe that it's going to stand like that for very long. Republican, a Democrat, and everything else in between, they're going to have to come up with something here. And at least, again, it'll be negotiated, it will be thought out, and it's not policy by a dictator. And that's what really matters. And when we do get crypto regulations in this country, you're going to see this asset class fly. If I had to guess, probably ain't happening this year. Government, they move slow. We know that. But I'd be very surprised if we make it through 2024 without some sort of crypto regulations here. They just can't leave the market in this state. And I think it's sensible. Again, as a crypto investor, I don't want a free-for-all where anyone can just chef up a token, make a bunch of claims, and just fleece people for their investment dollars. That's not good either. Someone needs to have oversight over this. At this point in time, I would prefer it's not the SEC just because they've proven they're not acting in good faith. But once you have codified law, their ability to reign with terror will cease to exist. So it's not so important to me who the regulator is, just that we have clear laws. I also have to stress they're going to have to break this down in separate bills, dealing with the classification of digital assets, who has authority over their trade, stablecoins, DeFi. There'll be quite a few of these bills rolling out over the next couple of years. But I think first on deck has to be the classification of crypto and who has authority over it, because it's a mess right now, and it's a mess the SEC made. They probably could have had registration and compliance if they would have worked with people. They made an absolute mess, and someone's going to have to clean it up. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.